What is going on, guys, and welcome to a short upload. Now, this upload is not going to be anything Star Wars The Old Republic related. Instead, originally when I started Bandicam, would uh, I would technically do like little announcements and little updates about some of the stories that I've written over the past few years. And to actually think, it's been 5 years since I've been on this one website. Figment.com has really inspired me quite a bit to actually post all my stories on their website. If you don't know what Figment.com is, it is basically an author's heaven where you can pretty much just post your stories on your profile and then other people will read them. For example, you got all these books down here that actual people have written and they got inspired by something of theirs to, make that type of story. It's basically just, like I said, a big authors area. But like I said, I've been here for roughly 5 years. I started my profile back in April of 2012. And as you can tell, it says abandoned profile. I haven't really been on this website in quite a while. I've, checked up here and there quite a few times. But why am I doing this type of upload is because, well, I have just one little announcement that I'm officially going to make. And this could as well change in the future, but I'm not entirely certain about it. Um, Due to having extreme writer's block, I have not been able to continue much of any stories that I had originally created and whatnot. And the biggest number one reason is because I pretty much lost a friend who was very, very close to me, and she pretty much meant the world to me, actually. That's how much she helped me with a lot of ideas and whatnot. She was originally the Dark Empress. I had. I'm just trying to think of words to actually describe her as. But pretty much, she was the main Dark Empress. She was the inspiration to start up the Dark Empress sequels. As you can tell here, I've actually made quite a few books off of her. You got the Dark Empress #2, the Dark Empress's Revenge, and then on page 2 is the Rise of Dark Empress. Now, those books I have originally started from scratch, and then I would post them, etc. Eventually, I came back to Figment and I reread every one of these and made the correct pretty much just fixed it because I had a lot of grammar mistakes and a lot of misspellings, etc. Some sentences wouldn't really make sense. I have not gone back to reading any of these recently. I was originally trying to make the Rise of the Dark Empress, and as you can tell in the description, it was back from 2013, and unfortunately, all it has is just about 2 chapters. The first chapter was actually pretty long. Most of my really good hard-earned work, and then chapter 2 was just a little, not really much anything there. So, unfortunately, like I mentioned, I don't know what happened to her, honestly, in the real world outside of this, but I lost communication with her roughly about 1 year ago, and I've kept trying to email her and try to make at least some type of contact with her to make sure she's okay, because she just really, if you could, for example, have one friend that is your number one, that has been there for you since the start, then you'll know how it feels to actually lose someone like that. But as you can tell, there's a lot of stories that I have originally made. Some of my original stories were actually based off of Clone Wars Adventures, such as Star Wars Clone Wars Adventures short story posted, and The New Future. The New Future explains the future of Clone Wars Adventures. And like I mentioned, none of these are really, I haven't really came back and fixed anything. As you can tell, all of these are just one whole big paragraph. Um, I have not really done much to this. I probably came back a while ago because it seems like I did. I guess I just didn't fix chapter 1 on this. But most of these stories will probably have a lot of grammar mistakes and etc. Some of these stories, like Bailey, the emo girl, um, and where was the other one? Sophia's Journey into the Light. Those were just like little short stories that I had originally in mind that were just a part of my imagination. The End of the World, I actually got inspired by the actual event for December 21st, but it never happened, unfortunately. Star Wars The Republic Lost Brothers, I had originally a very big idea for that, however, it never got finished. And the very, very, very original story was the story of the Gray Being. I'm kind of curious why I only have part 2 and 3 on here. I could have sworn I had more than that. But the story of the Gray Being was just pretty much a big alien storybook. I could have sworn there was more than that. Anyway, so if you guys want to check out any of these books, be sure to follow the link in the description, or as you can tell on the link right here. And I have started a new series, or I have tried to, called The Dark Queen. Basically, the Dark Queen is the daughter of the Dark Empress, and we'll be seeing more of her later on, as well with, if I can, try to finish the Dark Empress fully. Originally, what I had in mind was to, but like I said, majority of the Dark Empress was actually supposed to be a full sequel to where once I finished the Rise of Dark Empress, it would follow on to little mini-series, little mini-books that were originally going to be called The Dark Empress's Adventures, where it would basically go into describing what happened after the Old Republic, what would happen to the Dark Empress, where she would end up. I don't want to spoil anything. However, I really doubt any people who watch this care. And so, it probably already spoiled it, didn't it? Yeah, if you read the description for the Dark Queen, it pretty much spoils what actually happens. And then Star Wars The Final Fate is a book I would really highly recommend reading. It's only got one chapter, it's about 6 minutes to read, but it's one of the best stories that I've ever written. And hopefully in the future I'll be able to come back here and finally finish it. So that pretty much does it for this upload. If you guys want to, like I said, if you guys want to read any of this, I'll put the link in the description below, and then that's pretty much it. So I hope you guys enjoyed. And like I said, remember, none of these, or actually a couple of these stories I haven't gone back to them and read them or fixed them. The majority of the stories are fixed though. All the Dark Empresses, the Dark Queen I have not started yet. Final Fate's already done. Just go through them, read them, tell me what you think, and I'll talk to you guys later.